5 reasons for Utahns to be excited about the Raiders moving to Las Vegas. Las Vegas will soon be home to an NFL team, as the league's team owners approved for the Raiders organization to relocate to Vegas from Oakland during the annual NFL meetings in Phoenix on Monday. The move won't happen immediately, as the Raiders will play at their current home, the Oakland Coliseum, for the 2017 and 2018 seasons while their new stadium is built in Las Vegas. While it's unclear where the team will play in 2019, the new Vegas stadium is expected to be completed in time for the 2020 season. When the stadium is completed in Vegas, though, it will provide a new opportunity for football fans in the state of Utah to better experience the NFL. Here are 5 reasons why Utahns should be excited for the Raiders' move to Las Vegas. More manageable NFL trips. Until now, NFL fans living in Utah had few options for attending a pro game. The most likely scenario would be flying to their destination, which can get expensive real fast, especially with big groups. Their best drivable option was to Denver, about 8 hours from the Salt Lake City area, and involves either a mountainous trip through central Utah or through Wyoming. Starting in mid to late November, that can be a harrowing drive depending on the weather. A 5 to 6 hour drive from the Wasatch Front area, or closer if you live further south, to Las Vegas sounds much more appealing than those options. If fans travel in groups, they could save tremendously on gas costs. Even if weather necessitates flying, there are plenty of flights to and from Salt Lake City and Las Vegas each day that would be significantly cheaper than flying to basically any other NFL town. More BYU games in Vegas. The Cougars already have a game scheduled in Las Vegas for 2021 against Arizona at Sam Boyd Stadium. It's not unreasonable to see that game being moved to the new Raiders Stadium and giving BYU another matchup at an NFL venue. The Cougars currently have a game scheduled at an NFL venue each of the next 3 seasons. BYU fans turned out in force when the Cougars faced UNLV as Mountain West Conference opponents and when they headed to the Las Vegas Bowl several times in the mid-2000s. Could it be conceivable that BYU schedules more neutral site games in Las Vegas like the one they have against Arizona there in 2021? It would be a boon for BYU fans in southern Utah. 5,000 Cougars fans showed up for an open spring practice/fan fest at Dixie High less than 2 weeks ago. Imagine what that turnout would be for a regular season neutral site game in Las Vegas, especially against a Power 5 opponent. More opportunities to see local players at the pro level. Currently, more than 60 players with Utah ties are on NFL rosters. With the Raiders moving to Las Vegas, Utah football fans can have the chance to see their favorite local athletes more often at the pro level. Oakland currently employs 4 players with Utah ties: Davis High and Southern Utah defensive end/linebacker James Cowser, Utah cornerback Sean Smith, Utah State offensive tackle Donald Penn, and Utah defensive back Keith McGill. Between the Raiders and the visiting teams coming to Vegas, local fans will have ample opportunities to see these players live in action. A potential boost for the Las Vegas Bowl. BYU and Utah have the most appearances in the 25-year-old bowl game, with the Cougars making 6 postseason appearances there and the Utes 5. Utah State also played in the 1993 game. Sure, it's no guarantee that a local team heads to the Vegas Bowl every year or two. But in those instances when it happens, the Vegas Bowl is generally well attended by football fans from the Beehive State. Of the top 10 crowds at Sam Boyd Stadium, where the game is played, 6 of them involved either BYU or Utah playing in the bowl game. It's likely the Vegas Bowl would be moved to the new Raiders Stadium, which the NFL team will share with UNLV, when it's completed. That would be a major boost for a bowl that tends to slide under the national radar, being at the start of bowl season but has provided its share of exciting games. See the best on the biggest stage. Denver, with its cold weather, isn't an option for a Super Bowl. Los Angeles will most assuredly be in the mix to host the NFL championship game once the Rams/Chargers Stadium in Inglewood is completed. It's safe to guess, then, that Las Vegas could throw its hat into the mix as a destination for the Super Bowl once its stadium is finished. Arizona, with a similar climate to Vegas, has hosted the Super Bowl 3 times, most recently in 2015 when New England beat Seattle 28-24 in Super Bowl 49. While attending the Super Bowl is an expensive trip, likely the most expensive football game you'll ever pay to watch, having the Super Bowl within a manageable driving distance would severely cut the cost of travel. And with the NFL announcing the hosts of future Super Bowls years in advance, one would have likely 4 to 5 years to save for the most expensive part of the trip, the game tickets. Here's a crazy option to combat what would be crazy lodging costs. Have friends in the St. George area. Promise them a nice meal every night for a couple days of lodging and drive down to the game from there.